and we are getting you ready for the beach. Nothing gives you more vacation vibes than this artwork right here, and I love the story behind Jen Howe's inspiration and how you became this fabulous artist. Jen, thank you so much for joining us and just making our set feel like summer. If it's going to be hot today, I want to just jump in one of your paintings.
Absolutely. They kind of capture the essence of vacation.
They sure do. Tell me a little bit before we show off some of your great work, the backstory, because you know you were a successful lawyer, you're a mom, and you were like, you know what, something's not right.
Yes, so I practiced law close to a decade, and when I was pregnant with my second child, she had a lot of health issues, and we had to deliver at MUSC. She had a congenital diaphragmatic hernia, which was really life-threatening, and didn't really know what the outcome was going to be. Fortunately, she did really well, but did require multiple surgeries, and at some point I was not being a good mom or a good lawyer and decided that I needed to be at home.
Yes.
And I had always loved painting, loved art as a child, loved it in high school, and took painting classes as like a creative outlet while I was practicing. And when I started staying at home, like during nap time, I just started painting, and it was very therapeutic. And I started producing more art and started very timidly sharing with friends and neighbors who wanted to buy my art. And so I very slowly kind of started selling my artwork.
I love that so much. And what is it like too? Because you know, putting something out there, I mean, this comes from you. That's got to be a little vulnerable, kind of like.
Absolutely.
Do you like,
it's
you know?
surprisingly crazy intimidating to share your art.
Yeah.
And because it is something that you create. It's a piece of you,
yes.
you know, and I think that we are all our own like harshest, you know, critics
of
too.
Course.
And so, you know, it takes years to kind of even get comfortable with that sharing process.
Well, I love it. And kind of explain your style and how you do it.
Yeah, so I went to law school in Charleston, and there were particular art galleries that I walked by daily, and so I'm very inspired by the Charleston coast, which is where I was born, and just have always had an attraction to it. And so I love the bright colors, I love impressionist artwork, how it feels like you could almost like walk into a painting.
Yes, I mean, I really could walk into that backyard. I feel like I'm walking into Miss Patricia's yard from Southern Charm, like right there, you know?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay. So people can just obviously buy the pieces. They can also commission you to do.
That's right. I do a lot of commissions. Usually a commission comes up when somebody wants like a certain size for their space. So you have that big spot in your living room over the sofa you don't know what to do with. And you like my work, you can reach out to me and we can kind of collaborate together. One of my best tips is like take some frog tape and measure out. So I can send you standard dimensions on canvases, and we measure it out, kind of decide on the right size and colors for the room, and work from there on getting a quote.
I love it. And like, you know, pictures, like tell about some of the stuff that you have here. Did you, you know, see it in a picture and then did this just come from your head? How does that?
A lot of it, so I show in Round Top, Texas, which is a big antique festival, but it's its own really micro culture by itself. It's incredible. And so I show there, have a lot of products, and there is this lovely boutique hotel that I just loved. And so I kind of started painting some poolscapes of that hotel. And that kind of got me going down another path where people were like, well, what about the Parker? What about the Colony? What about these other, you know, destinations? So it just, I kind of catapulted from there of creating more and more poolscapes, and in addition to the landscapes.
I think it's so cool. You've also, you know, you made it in here, girl. This is huge to have your work here. You're doing some collabs with linen company.
Yes, so we have tablecloths and napkins and bandanas that are available. These are clouds that I painted for a wonderful friend who has a beautiful linen company out of Dallas, Texas. It's called Linen the Label. Check them out. You can purchase those online. And they're huge and incredible, and imported linen from Europe.
So cool. And then the scarves too. I mean, you really got your hand in everything.
Yes. So I've done 2 scarves so far, hoping to branch out and get some other styles going. It takes a lot of time, surprisingly, to design these.
Girl. Yes.
And lots of little gift items so they're easy to take. And of course, I have a really big print collection. I brought just a few here today.
Yes. I mean, y'all, so pretty. Again, this just screams vacation. It makes you want to literally, you nailed it when you said jump into one of these pictures. Where can we find you and get more information?
So I have a website. It's jenhoweart.com. been working on moving over to Shopify, and we are almost done with that. But here's an example of one of the prints framed, and I have some framed pieces on the website. The prints are available, and so are the scarves. And if you ever see something that's not on the website, things don't always make it there, but I try to get almost everything up. And this year I started also sharing my work through Serena and Lily. And so that's another really fun place that you can find my artwork. I'm in the class of 2025 artists. So every month I upload a new collection for Serena and Lily. And this piece and then also the yellow umbrellas down there, they're both in my new collection that just launched last week.
Well, girl, I am so happy that we met. I love your artwork. Thank you so much for taking time and just keep on rocking it.
Thank you for having me.
All her information right there on your screen. Now we're going to take a quick break. We got more Your Carolina coming up next.